Welcome. Let's plays. Gameplays. DIY projects. 2. Arcade gaming. Snoley game. What's going on? ZmanTheTech here, and I know it's been a while since you've seen or heard my voice, besides the tech reviews and reviews in general. So yeah, I wanted to kind of jump back more into doing Let's Plays and whatnot. So as always, I appreciate you very much for tuning in. And today, as you can see, we're going to be taking a look at 8 Dragons. And I am super excited to be showing you this once again, if you haven't caught the initial gameplay during alpha testing, because I'm actually signed up as one of the composers for this game. I've contributed 3 tracks to it. And I'm super excited to actually be a part of the movement, as far as game development. I'm actually going to choose Locke here. As you've noticed, there's 8 characters to choose from. But anywho, we're going to be jumping in. This actually is one of my tracks called, it's actually Moonlight Struggle, if I'm not mistaken. Forgot what I named it. Rah. Okay, so I'm also excited to be showing you this as of late because there's been a lot of updates since the alpha testing. I guess you can definitely consider this more of the early access. So what you actually might have saw a second ago was me actually throw one of the enemies into another enemy, which before that wasn't actually part of it. It was kind of ghost through them if you threw them at one another. So it actually helps out quite a bit, especially when you're being ganged up on. And it's pretty standard in this kind of a game, so I'm glad it was added. Let's see here. Grab this axe. So as you can see, I'm just gonna basically breeze through arcade mode as Locke, and then I'll try story mode with maybe Rant or someone else. And some of the other things that have been updated are actually a good bit of the animations for the main characters. As you can see, Locke has a nice strut about him, like a nice bounce, authoritative, I'm about to handle business kind of a walk. Whereas before, it mimicked more of like kind of the walk animation that you would see in a classic Double Dragon game, which is fine. It definitely, this basically, pays homage to Double Dragon, Streets of Rage, Final Fight. Pretty much that era. All right. Just checking a couple things real quick here. City Road we're on now. And Moonlight Conflict was the name. I forgot the name of my own track. You guys are trying to finesse me here. Let me pay attention. And not sure if you got a good glance at the stats, but Locke is actually one of the more slower characters. So I mean, there actually is definitely a bit more faster movement with other characters. All the stats do make a difference. So out of all the 8 dragons that you can choose from, or characters, it all depends on your preference. More power, speed, and everything like that. So yeah, and as you can see, it probably would be considerably more easy with all 8 players, or let alone 4. It does get to a point to where you can get ganged up on pretty bad. So you want to be on your P's and Q's as best as possible. One of the cool things I do like about this game is the mechanic that was added. Oh, I freaking turned around. Well, I'll speak on that in a minute. But the mechanic that was added to basically kind of lock on to whoever's attacking you. And it could be a blessing and a curse. As you can see, you know, you might be trying to jump kick in one way, like behind you, but there isn't really a backwards jump kick. That might be something, hopefully that could be added later on. I'll mention it to the programmer. And the pixel artist as well. Dang it. This boss can be a little tricky. You just gotta really be ready to, like, you can really only take her out by jump kicking her for the most part. So you just have to time it right. I probably could have refrained from losing a life there, but it's all good. Come on. How did I get hit? Alright, she's almost out. Let's see if we can lock this in here. That's the only thing. What I'm doing here is actually kind of a tactic that I found to work every now and then. Just it's not working right now. maybe the coding's been updated to stop people from doing it. I don't know. I lost 2 lives. It's not fair. Alright, so yeah. Sometimes you have to kind of like finesse it. Like walk up and down. Especially with there's a boss that has a gun. And yeah, you can duck it pretty easily. But if you do take that route of, you know, kind of zigzagging, just be careful and be ready to hit the duck button, because yeah, that could end up being your demise. Being shot by that gun. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks in the game. Not one of mine, but definitely nailed it. Chris definitely nailed that. It really kind of breathes the era and pays homage, I think. So we can scoot up a little bit, chill, and kind of all lean forward uptight here. No. These guys will jump you hardcore, so what I had to do just then was necessary. Okay. Going downtown here. I kind of noticed a few other things too that maybe it's just me, but from playing the alpha version, it seems like some of the other soundtracks were remastered a bit. Like they sound a little bit more more sharp. So it might have been something that that Chris was working on as well. Chill. Actually, you know, in the initial gameplay that I did that had non-commentary, the alpha testing, if you will, I also didn't quite make it past a certain boss. Oh, freaking bullet, man. Gotta be careful with that. So and this is one thing too I noticed. You can kind of spam the oh, got me. You can kind of spam the duck button in most situations, and like the enemies can't hit you. It's like you're invincible for just a quick moment until you stand up. I don't know if that's kind of like a glitch or not, or intended, but I did notice that. It's gonna be a long freaking match. If I can get, so he doesn't get up until you move off of the same area that he's slaying. Just trying to get him to come over here a little closer. Like I said, you can kind of spam it. So, yeah. Now that's the way. I figured out how to get him though. Oh, he's still alive. Come on. Oh. All right, so if he stands up one more time, if I can catch him in a combo. There we go. Should be done. All right. So all right, that's one thing too that I noticed is that I know when I first started playing it and testing it out, I was a little weirded out because what happens is there's a coding mechanic that kind of has the character auto walk to the end of the stage. So if you're not used to that, you'd be like, oh no, I think one of my buttons is stuck. But yeah, just basically just at that point, there's no input needed. It kind of walks to the end for you. So yeah, one thing to kind of be cognizant of. Blah. But yeah, the game being a beat 'em up, you know, the characters actually, there isn't too much of a difference besides the actual types of combos they might do, and the way they look while performing them. But you know, just like in Double Dragon, you know, both the brothers, you know, there wasn't too much of a difference until like the later iterations of Double Dragon. But the classic ones, for the most part, yeah, there wasn't too much different about them. So same thing applies here. It's all about the experience and working together. Ooh, he tried to jump. He tried to finesse me. Let's see if I can throw this. All right, so hopping back into it, had to tend to something real quick. Okay, getting pretty close through a good bit of Locke's arcade playthrough here. Okay, so that was one of those moments where I wasn't sure if I was supposed to keep walking the other way, and then it auto-controlled at that point. The swing of that is, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's being updated or not. I've always had mixed feelings about it. I'm pretty sure it might be something that's most likely being adjusted later. Everything else seems to look pretty good though, as far as the swinging of weapons. Alright, hopping on into the mall here. Okay, so these dogs, you really got to watch out for. The only way that I've seen to be able to actually take them down is by a jumping kick. And if you're actually in the middle of a fight, as you know, you can't really do a backwards, jumping attack or anything like that. So those moments are typically the ones that might frustrate you. Like I said, maybe, I'll most likely be throwing in a word, or they're, the devs will be taking notes as they catch this video and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll definitely see that gets addressed, or if it can, or if that's within the plan of itself. But yeah, it's relatively minor. Or minute. Now these guys will definitely duck on you, especially when you're trying to get them in a group that could really jam you up and potentially get you hit by the other guys. So you really gotta, zigzag, finesse it, stop them in their tracks. See, I couldn't turn around. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Okay. Got through that one. Oh, nope. Got a few more guys here. As long as you knock, like I said, as long as you knock that dang dog out first. Peter, don't kill me. Yeah, as long as you do that, you should be good. Ah! See, sometimes the throw mechanic doesn't work as smoothly. You kind of have to work with it. It may have something to do with the size of the enemies. I'm not entirely sure. I have to check into that. Getting pretty close to the end of the arcade mode for Locke. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I'm not sure if it's Locke, Loki, or Locke. Maybe one of the maybe one of the devs can correct me on that. Overall, yeah, even since the first time I saw it, before I was even considered as being one of the composers here, I just was like really astounded by the level of detail in the pixel work. I think it looks very awesome. You can tell a lot of work went into it for sure. And everything like that. So it's been addressed a couple times as well, to hopefully be able to include like some super moves of some kind, like maybe a special move, to kind of help you get that leverage and whatnot. So yeah, that's definitely been kind of worded. So right here we have Mr. Big here. And over to the far right, basically, if you do the story mode with Locke, you'll notice that in the beginning of his story, they basically, kind of similar to Double Dragon, is like kind of a nod to it. In the beginning, instead of like, a girlfriend or anything like that, Locke has a little poodle. I don't know if you can see it in the far right over there, but it's kind of blending in with the baseboard. But they end up taking his poodle, and then you literally start the game. I believe it's in the level car park. Is what it's called. That ends up being what happens. There it goes. Now see, I think that's definitely an issue. It's probably like I guess there's no animation for it or something, but as you can see, the little poodle kind of glided across the carpet there and ended up in Locke's arms. So I mean, it's not a huge deal. Like I said, I mean, overall the game's very playable. It's still in early access, so it's of course still being worked on. There's a huge list they're conquering every day. So but that I did want to point out. I'm sure it's probably probably notice and everything like that. So excuse me. All right, so congratulations, you've crushed your enemies and beaten the game, but can you complete story mode, and can you reach the top of the leaderboards and score attack? So yeah, those are other things you could do. And everybody basically has their own path and story. And the cool thing about it is when you do multiple players, whether it be pretty much anything from 2 all the way up to 8, since everybody has their own separate story, they all intertwine in that specific way. So I think that's pretty unique. Good attention to detail and whatnot. And it leaves it open for, a lot of possibilities and combinations and things like that. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay, we will hop into story mode. And we got Rance, Shard, Sarah, Becca, Locke, Zonda, Danny, and Aston. I'm gonna pick Danny. His health is really low. This is gonna be tough, but I want to give it a shot. Yeah, typically, he's not really one of the characters you want to go solo with. So yeah, we'll do his story, see what's going on with it. Uh-oh. What if I'm not supposed to move right there? Oh, I guess that's how his starts. Oh, that might be his brother or something. We gotta keep playing and figure it out. Oh, see, there's a significant increase in the speed movement movement speed rather, when I chose a character that has speed all the way up. And I will be honest, I actually, the standard speed of the game, I don't know, it was a little bit slow to me. So I did go into game settings and change the game speed to fast. And there actually is a fastest mode, but it's a little too fast. So, but just know that that is an option. If you prefer it, you could even do slower. So yeah, hopefully we should get a different variety of stages per character that you choose. Because their stories all, like I said, all intertwine in certain areas and whatnot. So that was his brother. I'm like wondering why he kind of stood there for that boss character to kind of take him out. Okay, all the way at Doctor. Yeah, so we probably should see some different levels because they're already, I can tell, in a different order. So we'll see where it takes us. Plus, it's a different mode too. So. If they all didn't get up at the same time, I wouldn't be spamming the jump kick, but you gotta do what you gotta do. See, should've just stuck with a jump kick. It's like he has more enemies. That leg up. Bow! Yeah. The new animations definitely are a step up though. So I think in the last gameplay of alpha gameplay, I only chose Locke, so. But I have chose Danny before, and I can tell there is a difference in the animations for the combos. Dang. Ah, don't do it. I tell you, it just really is an awesome feeling hearing your own music in a game while you're playing. Like, I'm like super appreciative. I know I say it a lot, but yeah, it's a dream come true. Let's get it, Danny. Okay, so he ends up downtown. All right. too far away to get hit, I guess. Oh, you ain't about to finesse me. Ah. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one with the gun guy. Pimp with the pistol. Okay. Nope, it is not. I'm with the re-up pretty soon. Oh, it's been a heck of a week. You have no idea. Back to the subway station. All right. I haven't really seen any new areas. More so just like kind of a different order of them. So I'll have to ask about that. So no, there's definitely an area where you're actually on the subway train fighting. But I have not found that yet, unless I'm doing something wrong. Okay. So definitely fun with more people though, for sure. If you're into this style of game, the genre itself of beat 'em up side scroller. Definitely looking forward to more updates in the future. As far as I heard, there's actually a versus or dual mode that they're planning on implementing. So I'm kind of interested in that. See how that works out. More power-ups, things like that are in the works of actually being created. If you go to the main Twitter page for, here it is. Oh snap! That's my jam right here. If you go to the main Twitter page of 8 Dragons, I'll have it in the description there. Definitely follow them and stay up to date with all the updates and changes, and patches, and things like that. Okay, now this one is called Subway Struggle. Happy to actually see and well, more or less hear it in the game. It's my first time on this stage actually, so I haven't normally picked Danny. So, but yeah, this one's called Subway Struggle by yours truly. Oh, ooh, that was close. He almost got me. Get that work, son. Okay. Small piece of the track there. I'm kind of just breezing through, so I plan on actually having the music up to stream via either SoundCloud or my Google Play account. So I'll definitely have that available. So one thing I do like is how the AI will pick up weapons just as quickly as you might. Same as in Double Dragon. So I'm really glad that that mechanic particularly made it. I did actually request for the ability to throw weapons at some point. Maybe if they have like a durability, that might be asking too much, or it just might be too much for this game, I think. But if they did have a durability, then you could throw them when they break, or just being able to throw them in general. So I did request that, as it was kind of an open question thing on Twitter the other day. Yeah, so typically, since they can pick the weapons up just as easily as you can, you want to keep them away from those as best you can. Whoa, I really gotta be careful. I forgot about his health. Oh. Oh, she hit me from behind. No. I got a lot of lives stacking up though. I think we'll be fine. No doubt about it. Ah, that took a lot of life. Man, he can't take any hits, like at all. Really got to be careful with her. These lives are gonna go quick. I know it. Ah, okay. And stay in one spot as she tries to. I might have to find a different tactic with this guy. It's like part of her frames hits me before I can kick, it seems. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. It might be a frame thing, but he is considerably more small compared to Locke. Alright, see, right there I was okay. I just had to be quicker with the jump kick. Quicker with the jump kick. I don't even think I can try to swing, but I think she'll reach me by the shoulder rush before I can actually. Come on. Oh, you running now? Oh, he's happy. That might be his end. I don't know. Yeah, that's the first celebration that I've seen of a character as far as animation. So that's interesting. Now that I think about it, his brother or whoever that was, yeah, that was the end for him. A different message too. That's cool. But yeah, he kind of just left them there. It's pretty jacked up. But all right, it says, congratulations, you're victorious. This story is over, but there are other stories to be told for the rest of the 8 dragons. Okay, cool. So that's cool. At least it's a different message. There we go. Achievement unlocked. Yay. At least it's a different message for each character. So that's cool. And there are a different mix of levels, maybe a different order, but definitely a few extras in the mix there. So definitely happy to hear my other track for sure in the subway there. So yeah, super sweet. See if we can skip through this here. I don't want to quit. Uh-oh. Music started here. So that does happen. You kind of hear both songs. Bit of a glitch there, but hey, glad I found it. Hopefully we can fix that. But yeah, I'm going to... Let's see here. We're going to back out of that for now. But yeah, that was Eight Dragons. You know, arcade, a little bit of arcade mode, a little bit of story mode for between two different characters. I've actually done the story mode for Locke previously, and the only difference is I believe the stages actually are pretty similar to arcade mode for him. The only difference is when you start, you know, it shows them taking his poodle and so forth. So, and then you get the poodle back in both arcade and story mode. So I'm looking forward to trying out the other remaining characters within the Eight Dragons there. But yeah, hopefully you liked it. Definitely, it's one of those pick up and play games. Side scroller, beat 'em up, arcade esque, good fun on the couch. You know, couch co-op multiplayer. I'm liking where it's going. Like I said, ever since I've seen it in the beginning, I knew I definitely wanted to be a part of this movement. So, you know, definitely happy to be a part of extend mode and contribute music and things like that. But yeah, dragging this on here. If you like what you saw, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Remember to keep it locked to Snoley Games for all of your indie game, third-party game, and tech review coverage. Thanks so much. Have a good one.